working-class city of Rosario, a child was born who would one day change football forever. On June 24, 1987, Lionel Andres Messi entered the world, small, fragile, but with a spark no one could ignore. As a boy, Messi played football in the streets, weaving past older kids as if the ball was glued to his feet. Yet at just 11 years old, he faced a devastating diagnosis: growth hormone deficiency. His dream seemed impossible, but destiny had other plans. In 2000, a 13-year-old Messi and his father flew to Spain. FC Barcelona scouts had heard whispers of this tiny boy with extraordinary talent. At a trial match, Messi's left foot spoke louder than words. The club made a life-changing decision. On a napkin, they signed Messi's first contract, promising to cover his medical treatment. The dream was alive. In 2004, a 17-year-old Lionel Messi made his debut for Barcelona. Small in size but unstoppable in skill, he dribbled past defenders with fearless confidence. Soon, legends like Ronaldinho took him under their wing. By 2006, Messi had already lifted the Champions League trophy. A star was rising in Spain. The years between 2008 and 2012 defined Messi as more than a player. With Pep Guardiola as coach, Barcelona created football's most beautiful system, tiki-taka. At its center stood Messi. From Champions League nights against Manchester, united to El Clasico battles with Real Madrid, Messi's left foot wrote poetry. 4 consecutive Ballon d'Or awards proved it. He was the best in the world. No story of Messi is complete without Cristiano Ronaldo. For over a decade, football was split in two. Every goal, every trophy, every Ballon d'Or. Fans compared the two titans. El Clasico became more than a match. It became the stage for the greatest rivalry in sporting history. While Messi conquered Europe, his heart longed for glory with Argentina. Final after final. 2014 World Cup, 2015 Copa America, 2016 Copa America, ended in heartbreak. The world saw tears in Messi's eyes as he even announced his international retirement. But heroes don't give up. Messi returned, determined to deliver for his country. By the late 2010s, Barcelona struggled. The magical team was fading, yet Messi carried the club on his shoulders, breaking record after record. But in 2020, the unthinkable happened. Barcelona suffered an 8-2 humiliation against Bayern Munich. Messi, frustrated and broken, realized his era in Barcelona was nearing its end. In 2021, Barcelona's financial crisis forced Messi to leave. The football world stood still as he tearfully said goodbye. Soon after, he signed with Paris Saint-Germain. In France, Messi formed a dream trio with Neymar and Mbappé. But while trophies came, something felt missing. Messi was no longer Barcelona's king. He was searching for his ultimate destiny. December 18th, 2022, Lusail Stadium, Qatar. Messi's last dance at the World Cup for 90 minutes, then extra time and finally penalties. The world watched in awe. Argentina defeated France in one of the greatest finals in history. Messi lifted the trophy that had always escaped him. The boy from Rosario was now immortal. In 2023, Messi made another shocking move to Inter Miami in Major League Soccer. Fans in the United States filled stadiums, desperate to see the legend in action. Messi had nothing left to prove. From the streets of Rosario to the summit of world football, it is the story of resilience, sacrifice, and destiny. Lionel Messi's journey is more than sport. And long after he plays his final match, the name Lionel Messi will live forever. Part 2 about Messi and his family. Lionel Andres Messi was born on June 24, 1987, in Rosario, Argentina. His family wasn't wealthy. His father, Jorge, worked in a steel factory, and his mother, Celia, supported the home. Football in Rosario wasn't just a game, it was life. And little Messi was obsessed. From the moment he could walk, the ball stuck to his feet. Neighbors would watch in awe as a boy half their size dribbled past everyone. But life dealt Messi a cruel hand. At age 11, doctors diagnosed him with growth hormone deficiency. His body wouldn't grow normally without expensive treatment, local. Clubs admired his talent, but no one could afford his treatment. His dream of becoming a professional seemed impossible. Yet Messi never stopped playing. Every night with a ball and a dream, he worked on his craft. Little did he know that fate was about to take him thousands of miles away to Spain. At just 13 years old, Messi's family made the toughest decision of their lives. They left Argentina behind and moved to Barcelona. FC Barcelona had seen a short video of Messi dribbling through defenders. They were stunned by his raw talent. Barcelona agreed to cover his treatment, but it wasn't an easy start. Messi was shy, quiet, and small compared to the other kids. He barely spoke Spanish at first, but on the pitch he spoke the language of football fluently. Day after day, he trained at La Masia, Barcelona's legendary academy. Coaches could see it instantly, his close control, his lightning dribbles, his vision. Messi was not just another player, he was something else. On October 16, 2004, a 17-year-old Lionel Messi made his debut for Barcelona's first team against Espanyol. Just a boy, but already fearless. Within a year, Messi scored his first senior goal, a delicate chip assisted by Ronaldinho. The Camp Nou roared. A new hero was born. Messi was short, fast, and unstoppable. Defenders twice his size couldn't touch him. Fans compared him to Argentina's greatest ever, Diego Maradona. The way he dribbled, the way he carried the ball. It felt like history repeating itself. Between 2005 and 2008, Messi went from being a talented teenager to one of the most feared attackers in the world. He formed an incredible partnership with Ronaldinho, Eto'o, and Xavi. His left foot was a wand, creating goals out of nothing. In 2007, Messi scored a goal almost identical to Maradona's goal of the century, dribbling from his own half, past 6 defenders before finishing calmly. The world was stunned. Argentina had found their new king, but injuries tried to stop him. Hamstrings, muscle tears, Messi's body often broke down. Yet every time he came back stronger. In 2008, Pep Guardiola became Barcelona's coach, and with him, Messi reached levels no one had ever seen. Pep built the team around Messi, playing him as a false nine, a central striker who could also create. In 2009, Barcelona won the treble, La Liga, Copa del Rey, and Champions League. From 2009 to 2012, Messi dominated football like never before. He won 4 consecutive Ballon d'Ors. In 2012 alone, Messi scored 91 goals in a calendar year, a record still unmatched. Every week, fans expected magic, and Messi delivered. He wasn't just scoring. He was creating, dribbling, assisting. He humiliated defenders, goalkeepers, and even the biggest teams in Europe. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Arsenal. No one could stop him. But while Messi shined in Barcelona, things were very different in Argentina. For his national team, Messi struggled to replicate his success. Finals were lost. The 2014 World Cup ended in heartbreak as Argentina fell to Germany in extra time. Critics called him a club player, not a leader. They said he didn't have Maradona's spirit. Messi was even booed by his own fans. At one point, he retired from international football after losing Copa America 2016, but destiny wasn't finished with him. Yet as years passed, Messi remained Barcelona's heart. Neymar, Suarez, Iniesta, Xavi all came and went. But Messi stayed, carrying the team on his shoulders. He became Barcelona's all-time top scorer. He broke La Liga records for most goals and assists. Yet cracks began to show. Barcelona's management failed him. Humiliating defeats came: Roma, Liverpool, Bayern. Messi was desperate for help. But the club was sinking in mismanagement. In 2021, the unthinkable happened. Barcelona could not renew Messi's contract because of financial troubles. After 21 years, Messi left the club of his life. Fans cried. Messi himself wept during his farewell press conference. He joined Paris Saint-Germain. At first, life in France was difficult. New league, new system, new expectations. But slowly Messi adapted. He formed a deadly trio with Neymar and Mbappé. He won League One titles and added assists to his collection. In 2022, Messi played his final World Cup. It was his last chance to silence every critic. And in Qatar, Messi delivered the greatest performance of his international career. He led Argentina to the final against France. A dramatic game, penalties, tension, until Argentina lifted the trophy. Messi finally achieved his destiny. He was no longer just Barcelona's hero, not just a Ballon d'Or winner. He was a World Cup champion. Today, Messi continues his career at Inter Miami, taking football to the United States. But his legacy is eternal, from Rosario to the world. Lionel Messi has proven that greatness is not about size, not about strength, but about heart, passion, and the will to never give up. Lionel Messi is not just the greatest footballer of all time. He is also one of the richest athletes in the world. From football contracts to luxury hotels, fashion brands, investments, and endorsements, Messi has quietly built a billion-dollar empire. But how exactly does he earn money when he's not playing football? Let's explore Messi's business empire. Messi's fortune started with football. At FC Barcelona, his peak salary reached over $80 million per year, making him the highest-paid player in the world. At PSG, he continued to earn more than $40 million annually. Now at Inter Miami, Messi earns around $54 million a year, plus bonuses, shares of ticket sales, and even revenue from Apple TV's MLS streaming deal. Football wasn't just his passion, it was the base of his empire. Messi's biggest money doesn't just come from football, it comes from global brands. His partnership with Adidas is one of the longest running in sports history. In fact, Adidas pays Messi more than $25 million per year. Other partnerships include Pepsi, Lay's, Gatorade, Budweiser, MasterCard, Hard Rock Cafe, and more. Through endorsements alone, Messi earns over $50 million every year. That's more than most footballers make from their salaries. In 2019, Messi launched his own fashion label called The Messi Store. It sells premium clothing, accessories, and lifestyle products. The brand has stores in Barcelona and online, with fans worldwide buying Messi-branded hoodies, sneakers, and jackets. Messi also partnered with designer Ginny Hilfiger, sister of Tommy Hilfiger, to shape the luxury side of the brand. Messi is also a smart real estate investor. He owns properties in Barcelona, Ibiza, Rosario, and Miami. His most famous is the luxury mansion in Castelldefels near Barcelona, worth around $7 million, complete with a private football pitch and views of the Mediterranean. In Miami, Messi owns several apartments and a luxury home near the beach, making it easier for him to expand his influence in the U.S. One of Messi's biggest business projects is the Hotels chain. He owns luxury hotels across Spain in Sitges, Mallorca, Ibiza, and Andorra. These hotels are managed by the Majestic Hotel Group but belong to Messi. The chain is worth over 100 million is expanding every year. Messi is literally building his empire brick by brick. Messi is invested in several tech projects. He is involved with Sorare, a fantasy football NFT platform, and also signed deals in the world of crypto and blockchain. In 2022, he became a brand ambassador for Socios.com, earning millions through digital fan engagement platforms. He has also invested in sports startups, gaming companies, and fintech firms, quietly diversifying his portfolio for the future. Messi's face itself as a business. His Instagram has over 500 million followers, making him one of the most followed people in the world. A single sponsored post on his Instagram can earn him over $1.5 million. That's the power of being a global icon. In 2022, Forbes officially declared Messi as a billionaire athlete. His career earnings from salary, endorsements, and business ventures have crossed $1.2 billion. Only a handful of athletes in history, like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Cristiano Ronaldo, share that title. Messi knows that his football career will not last forever. That's why he is building businesses that will grow even after retirement. His hotels, fashion line, investments, and endorsements ensure that he will continue to make hundreds of millions every year, long after he stops playing. Rumors also suggest that Messi may one day buy a football club or invest in academies, passing on his legacy to the next generation. Messi is not just a football genius. He is a businessman, a brand, and a global empire. From Rosario's dusty streets to billion-dollar deals, Messi has shown that true greatness is not just measured by goals and trophies, but also by building a legacy that lasts forever. Behind Lionel Messi's unbelievable success story, there stands a woman who has been his constant source of love, support, and strength since childhood, Antonella Roccuzzo. Unlike many football love stories that begin after fame, Antonella's bond with Messi began long before the world knew his name. She was born in Rosario, Argentina in 1988, just a year after Messi, and grew up in the same neighborhood. In fact, Messi was best friends with her cousin, and through that connection, he met Antonella when they were both just kids. Even at that young age, Messi admitted to his closest friends that he liked her, and he would write small notes promising that one day she would be his girlfriend. But fate had its own plans. When Messi left Argentina at the age of 13 to join Barcelona's academy, the two lost touch for several years. Then a tragedy brought them back together. When Antonella's best friend died in a car accident, Messi immediately flew back from Spain to be by her side, comforting her during the darkest time of her life. That moment rekindled their connection, and slowly a friendship turned into romance. By the late 2000s, Antonella and Messi were inseparable, and in 2009 Messi made their relationship public for the first time. What makes Antonella remarkable is not just her love story with Messi, but her character. Despite being married to one Of the most famous men on the planet, she has always remained grounded, private and family-focused. She studied dentistry and social communication, but later shifted her focus to supporting Messi and building a stable home for their family. Together, they now raise 3 children, Tiago, Matteo, and Ciro, teaching them values of humility despite being born into immense wealth. Over the years, Antonella has also grown into her own as a businesswoman and influencer. She has millions of Instagram followers, collaborates with global brands, and runs her own fitness and fashion-related ventures. Yet she always keeps her priorities clear. Her family comes first. Fans around the world admire Antonella not for glamour, but for her elegance, her simplicity, and her loyalty to Messi. She has stood with him during his hardest times. The heartbreaks with Argentina, the criticism from media, and even the painful moment when he left Barcelona, the club of his life. While the world celebrates Messi's goals and trophies, Antonella is the quiet, strength in the background, the childhood, love who became his life partner, his confidant and the mother of his children. Today, when Messi looks back at everything he has achieved, from Ballon d'Ors to World Cups, he knows that his greatest victory off the pitch is Antonella, the woman who never left his side and who transformed his life, from a lonely boy in Rosario to a complete man, proving that behind the greatest player in history, there is also one of the most beautiful love stories ever told. Every great legend has a story that begins not on the pitch but at home. And for Lionel Messi, his story cannot be told without speaking of his parents, Jorge Messi and Celia Maria Cucitini. Born into a modest working-class family in Rosario, Argentina, Messi grew up far from the glittering stadiums and flashing cameras that later defined his life. His father Jorge worked in a steel factory, sometimes pulling long shifts just to ensure the family had enough to survive. While also coaching a local boys' football team in his free time, Jorge himself was deeply passionate about the sport, and when he noticed his youngest son's obsession with the ball, he became not just a father but Messi's first coach, the man who taught him discipline, shaped his early football habits, and instilled in him the relentless drive to play with heart. On the other hand, Messi's mother Celia worked tirelessly at a magnet manufacturing workshop, balancing household responsibilities with work, ensuring the family stayed afloat financially. She was the emotional backbone of the Messi household, the one who nurtured Lionel's quiet personality, protected his sensitive nature, and gave him the courage to keep dreaming when life seemed stacked against him. But parenting Messi was not easy. When Lionel was just 11 years old, doctors diagnosed him with growth hormone deficiency. It was a crushing blow for any child, but especially devastating for a family living paycheck to paycheck. The treatment would cost hundreds of dollars every month, a sum they simply could not afford. Imagine the heartbreak of loving parents watching their son, whose talent was undeniable, being held back not by skill but by something as cruel as his own body. Yet Jorge and Celia refused to give up. Jorge went from club to club in Argentina, pleading with directors to fund his son's treatment, but was turned away each time. Celia, meanwhile, comforted young Lionel, who at times doubted if he would ever grow tall enough to compete. These moments of despair tested them, but they never let Messi feel abandoned. Their resilience paid off when Barcelona finally saw Messi's potential and offered him a chance, not only to play, but also to receive the medical care he desperately needed. That decision meant uprooting their lives. In 2000, the Messi family packed their hopes and boarded a plane to Spain, leaving behind their homeland, relatives, and everything familiar. For a mother, leaving Argentina meant saying goodbye to the world she knew. For Jorge, it meant sacrificing the stability of his job, but they did it for their son's dream. In Barcelona, life was far from easy at first. Messi was shy, introverted, and struggled to adapt to a new culture and new language. Celia became his comfort zone, cooking Argentine dishes to remind him of home, keeping him close to his roots. While Jorge became his guide in the harsh world of professional football, handling negotiations and contracts. When you are Lionel Messi, one of the most famous and richest athletes on the planet, your life is not just about football, luxury cars, and glamorous vacations. It's also about security, protection, and safety for yourself and your family. For Messi, the need for a strong security system has always been vital, especially after becoming a global icon. His homes, whether in Barcelona, Paris, Miami, or his hometown of Rosario in Argentina, are not just luxurious residences, but fortresses equipped with high-tech, surveillance and professional guards to ensure that nothing threatens his peace. Messi's primary concern has always been his wife, Antonella, and their 3 children, and to safeguard them he spares no expense. His properties are surrounded by tall, secured boundaries, electronic gates, and multiple CCTV cameras that cover every angle of the house. Inside, the homes feature motion detectors, biometric access controls, and alarm systems directly linked to private security firms. It's said that in some of his residences, particularly in Barcelona and Miami, Messi uses advanced smart home technology that allows him to monitor and control the entire security system through his phone, no matter where he is in the world. In Argentina, however, where kidnapping and robberies are common risks for wealthy families, the measures are even stricter. His Rosario mansion is protected not just by technology but by physical presence. Armed guards patrol the area 24/7, security cars are stationed near the property, and in certain cases, even the local police provide protection due to Messi's status as a national treasure. The security detail extends to his family's travel as well. When Messi's wife or children go out, they are often accompanied by private bodyguards who blend into the background but remain watchful at all times. During public appearances, events, or vacations, Messi and Antonella are usually surrounded by a professional team trained to prevent unwanted approaches from fans or potential threats. Unlike some celebrities who flaunt their guards, Messi prefers discretion, ensuring his family's safety without drawing unnecessary attention. His concern is not about showing power, but about giving his wife and kids the comfort of living a normal life in extraordinary circumstances. All of this reflects a deeper truth about Messi. For him, family comes before football, money, or fame, and every measure, whether technological or human, is put in place to protect the people he loves most from the risks that come with global superstardom. One of the most talked about cars in Messi's collection is the Ferrari 335 Spider Scaglietti, a legendary classic from 1957. This is not just a car, it's a piece of history. In fact, Messi reportedly bought it at an auction for over $30 million, making it one of the most expensive cars ever owned by a footballer. The story of this purchase made headlines worldwide because it was said to be a bidding war between Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Eventually, Messi walked away with the prize, adding a jewel to his garage that only a handful of collectors in the world could dream of. But his love for speed doesn't stop there. Parked in Messi's garage is also a Maserati Gran Turismo MC Stradale, a car that perfectly matches his playing style, smooth, balanced, and full of power. Then comes the Audi collection, which grew during his time at Barcelona, as Audi was an official sponsor of the club. Messi has been seen driving several models over the years, including the Audi Q7, Audi R8 Spider, and the elegant Audi A7 Sportback. These cars combine luxury with performance, making them ideal for both family comfort and personal enjoyment. Of course, no superstar's collection would be complete without Lamborghini and Porsche. Messi is believed to have owned a Lamborghini Aventador, a car that symbolizes pure aggression and speed, and a Porsche Panamera, perfect for when he wants a mix of class and sport. But what surprises most people is that Messi also owns some relatively modest cars, vehicles like the Mini, Cooper S Cabriolet, and the Lexus RX 50 hybrid SUV, showing that despite having millions to spend, he sometimes prefers practicality and simplicity. When Messi moved to Paris, his garage expanded even more, with him being spotted in a Range Rover Vogue, Range Rover Sport, and even a Cadillac Escalade, a massive SUV often used by American celebrities. And in Miami, where he now plays for Inter Miami, these luxury SUVs make perfect sense for family life with Antonella and the kids. Another gem in his collection is the Pagani Zonda Tricolore, a hypercar worth over $2 million, known for its futuristic design and insane performance. This car is extremely rare, with only 3 models ever produced. Owning one puts Messi in an exclusive club of billionaires and top collectors. Messi's garage is not just about cars, it reflects different stages of his life. The Audis remind us of his Barcelona glory days. The Ferraris and Pagani show his love for exclusivity, while the SUVs like Cadillac and Range Rover reveal the family man who prioritizes comfort and safety for his children, unlike some stars who constantly show off their wealth. Messi rarely flaunts his cars publicly, but whenever he is spotted behind the wheel, fans and paparazzi go crazy trying to capture a glimpse of what he's driving in total. Messi's car collection is estimated to be worth over $50 million, making it one of the most valuable collections owned by an athlete. One football salary, the core income. For years, Messi's biggest paycheck came from his football contracts. At Barcelona, his final contract made headlines as one of the most expensive in sports history, reportedly worth around $168 million per year, including bonuses. After moving to Paris Saint-Germain, his salary was slightly lower but still massive, estimated at around $70 million annually with performance-related bonuses. And now at Inter Miami, Messi has a unique deal. His guaranteed base salary is around $20–25 million per year. But the real value comes from extra agreements. Messi earns a share of revenue from Apple TV's MLS Season Pass, which broadcasts the league globally, and also from Adidas merchandise sales. With these add-ons, his Inter Miami contract is estimated to bring him between $50 to $60 million annually, making him the highest-paid player in Major League Soccer by a huge margin. 2. Endorsements and sponsorships. Beyond the pitch, Messi is a magnet for global brands. His biggest and most famous partnership is with Adidas, which signed him to a lifetime contract worth hundreds of millions. Messi is the face of Adidas football, appearing in commercials, campaigns, and special boot launches. Then there's Pepsi, which has been associated with Messi for years. He also works with Lay's, Gatorade, Huawei, MasterCard, Ooredoo, Budweiser, and many more. On average, Messi makes $50 to $70 million per year from endorsements alone, placing him alongside LeBron James and Roger Federer in the global athlete endorsement rankings. 3. Businesses and investments. Messi is not just a footballer. He is also a smart businessman. He has invested heavily in real estate, owning luxury hotels under the Mayam Hotels chain in Barcelona, Ibiza, Sitges, and other tourist locations. These hotels are growing steadily and bringing him millions every year. He also has investments in fashion, technology, and even in a global esports team, Messi Esports, which attracts young audiences worldwide. While exact numbers are private, analysts estimate that Messi earns $10 to $20 million yearly from his investments in business ventures. Bot or social media influence. On Instagram, Messi has over 500 million followers, making him the second most followed person on the platform after Cristiano Ronaldo. With this kind of audience, every sponsored post Messi shares is worth gold. Companies pay him millions just to appear on his Instagram feed. Reports suggest Messi earns around $25–30 million per year from social media partnerships alone. For some brands, one post from Messi is more valuable than a Super Bowl commercial. 5. Bonuses, appearance fees, and prize money. Messi's income doesn't stop at salaries and sponsorships. Whenever he plays tournaments, wins trophies, or takes part in charity matches, he earns additional appearance fees. For example, Argentina's 2022 World Cup win came with prize money, the Leo Messi Foundation. Back in 2007, Messi launched the Leo Messi Foundation, a charity focused on giving children the chance to achieve their dreams. Messi often says that as a child, he was only able to become a footballer because others helped him. Doctors, family, and supporters. That memory drives his foundation. The main areas of focus are healthcare, education, and sports for underprivileged children. His foundation funds schools, pays for medical treatments, provides scholarships, and builds football facilities so that kids, regardless of their background, can play, learn, and dream. 2. Medical support and hospitals. One of the most impactful contributions of Messi's foundation has been in the medical field. Messi himself suffered from a growth hormone deficiency as a child, and he never forgot how difficult it was for his family to afford treatment. Today, through his foundation, Messi helps thousands of children receive similar treatments, covering medical expenses for those who can't afford them. He has also funded hospital projects in Barcelona, Rosario, and other cities. One of the biggest contributions was a $30 million donation to the Sant Joan de Déu Children's Hospital in Barcelona, where a major cancer treatment center for kids was built. This center now treats children with some of the most difficult diseases, giving them a chance at life. 3. UNICEF Ambassador. Messi has been a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador since 2010. Through this role, he has supported global campaigns for child rights, health, and education. He has visited disaster-struck regions, participated in fundraising campaigns, and donated millions to UNICEF projects. Whether it was supporting children after the Haiti earthquake, funding education in Africa, or promoting vaccines during global health crises, Messi has always used his voice and his fortune to protect vulnerable children, direct donations, and disaster relief. Throughout his career, Messi has made massive donations to help during natural disasters. He has supported earthquake victims, flood survivors, and communities in crisis across Latin America and beyond. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Messi donated $1 million to hospitals in Barcelona and Argentina to buy ventilators, protective equipment, and medicine. This helped save countless lives during the darkest days of the pandemic. 5. Education and sports development. Messi believes education is the foundation for breaking poverty. His foundation funds schools, libraries, and educational programs in underdeveloped areas. But it doesn't stop. There he has built football, fields, and sports complexes for children, especially in Argentina. He knows that football itself is a powerful tool to keep kids away from crime, drugs, and hopelessness, giving them discipline, teamwork, and dreams. Many kids in Rosario and rural Argentina now play in facilities supported by Messi, never having to pay a single coin.